I have a food allergy. A practical phrase used to tell restaurant staff about a food allergy. I have a food allergy. While a backpack held a serious meeting with 5 socks, I said, I have a food allergy. Does this contain nuts? A practical phrase used to check whether food contains nuts. Does this contain nuts? While a compass spun happily beneath a tiny disco ball, I asked, does this contain nuts? Is this dish gluten-free? A practical phrase used to check whether a dish contains gluten. Is this dish gluten-free? While a postcard put on a stamp and mailed itself, I asked, is this dish gluten-free? Do you have any vegetarian options? A practical phrase used to ask for vegetarian menu choices. Do you have any vegetarian options? While a hotel key took a nap inside a teacup, I asked, do you have any vegetarian options? Do you have any vegan dishes? A practical phrase used to ask for vegan dishes. Do you have any vegan dishes? While a train offered afternoon tea to the moon, I asked, do you have any vegan dishes? I cannot eat dairy products. A practical phrase used to explain that dairy products must be avoided. I cannot eat dairy products. While a phone translated a duck's speech into opera, I said, I cannot eat dairy products. Is this made with shellfish? A practical phrase used to check whether a dish contains shellfish. Is this made with shellfish? While a vending machine applauded every passing traveler, I asked, is this made with shellfish? Could you prepare it without eggs? A practical phrase used to request a dish without eggs. Could you prepare it without eggs? While a luggage trolley wore a bright superhero cape, I asked, could you prepare it without eggs? Is there any soy in this? A practical phrase used to check whether food contains soy. Is there any soy in this? While a road map folded itself into a graceful swan, I asked, is there any soy in this? Is this cooked separately? A practical phrase used to check whether allergy-safe food is cooked separately. Is this cooked separately? While a sandwich presented its passport at a miniature border, I asked, is this cooked separately? Could you show me the ingredient list? A practical phrase used to request a list of ingredients. Could you show me the ingredient list? While a raincoat delivered the weather forecast with a pointer, I asked, could you show me the ingredient list? Can the sauce be served on the side? A practical phrase used to request sauce in a separate container. Can the sauce be served on the side? While a park bench reserved one seat for a polite squirrel, I asked, can the sauce be served on the side? How spicy is this dish? A practical phrase used to ask about a dish's spice level. How spicy is this dish? While an elevator stepped outside to ask for directions, I asked, how spicy is this dish? Could you make it less spicy? A practical phrase used to request a milder version of a dish. Could you make it less spicy? While a souvenir magnet planned a world tour on the refrigerator, I asked, could you make it less spicy? Does this contain alcohol? A practical phrase used to check whether food or drink contains alcohol. Does this contain alcohol? While a suitcase conducted a choir of folded maps, I asked, Does this contain alcohol? I need a low-salt option. A practical phrase used to request food with less salt. I need a low-salt option. While a passport practiced ballet with 3 rubber stamps, I said, I need a low-salt option. Can you avoid cross-contamination? A practical phrase used to request careful allergy-safe preparation. Can you avoid cross-contamination? While a tiny clock chased a bus wearing roller skates, I asked, can you avoid cross-contamination? Which dish is safest for me? A practical phrase used to ask staff to identify the safest menu item. Which dish is safest for me? While an umbrella interviewed a cloud about tomorrow, I asked, which dish is safest for me? Could I speak to the chef? A practical phrase used to request to discuss dietary needs with the chef. Could I speak to the chef? While a camera wore a detective hat and questioned a postcard, I asked, could I speak to the chef? Thank you for checking. A practical phrase used to thank staff for verifying ingredients or preparation. Thank you for checking. While a ticket machine bakes star-shaped cookies, I said, thank you for checking.